to the channel. Today I've got a few days off actually. It's mid-November. I thought I'd just do a little bit of video. I might try and get some church in today, but I thought we'd have a little run down to Hastings, do something a little bit different, just look around the town itself, probably just the old town, the seafront, etc. I've been coming down here since I was a child, along with my twin brother, actually journeyman paranormal, so yeah, it's quite special in my heart anyway, Hastings, and spent many a happy year down there with the kids growing up, and obviously in my childhood as well, so I just thought it'd be a good thing just to show you around a little. Not sure if I've been down here a few years ago and did a quick video, not sure, but I thought it'd be a good idea to kind of relive it and relook at it again. Hopefully it's a Tuesday morning, so maybe a little bit quieter, which is great. I haven't got too many hordes of people around. The weather's not too bad, there's no rain, so but being mid-November it's quite cold. It was -1, but now it's jumped up to 3 degrees, quite balmy, so yeah, as I say, join me when we get there, and I'll show you around the various locations. Maybe we'll pop in the 2 little museums that are there as well if they're open, and hopefully you enjoy this video and maybe inspires you to come to Hastings if you haven't already been. So yeah, join me when we get there, and I look forward to seeing you then. Right, so here we are, finally at Hastings, parked at the Rockanort car park, just down by the seafront here, as you can see. Quick 360 of the car park area. It hasn't changed much since I was a kid, if I'm honest with you. Got the museum there. Some nice places built on the cliffside there. Just make out the vernacular railway leading up to the top there. And coming up to the little miniature railway, which, as I say, you can see here. So you get a feel for that. Got some fishing sheds there just behind the railway itself. A couple of old fishing boats, and a lot of the net hanging sheds, along with the smoker sheds, which we'll see in a minute. Not as quiet as I thought it'd be. There's quite a few cars down here. Not quite sure what they're doing on a winter's day down here, but there you go. I don't think there's too many tourists about. Maybe it's just locals, but anyway, this is leading up from the car park up to the old town. On the main seafront area here, you got a lot of the old fishing sheds, smoker sheds, and some old boats down on the beach, which we'll probably take a look at on the way back. I say these are the smoker sheds here. Bring the ketch in for the day and yeah, smoke it basically. There's plenty of stalls at the front there that sell various fish, prawns, etc. Just let the car go by. And there we go, look, we got the Blackbeard sign there. We'll wander up. That's the art gallery. Not quite sure why they put an art gallery on the Hastings seafront, but there you go, they did a few years back now. Some of the old sheds where they go out and catch the fish, gut them, etc., and sell them from these little stalls along here. That's Mick Fish. I say this hasn't changed at all since I was a child, some 50 years ago. As I say, it hasn't changed a bit. Still looks the same to me now. Very little has changed in Hastings, if I remember rightly. It's all pretty much the same. It's all quite quaint. They have upgraded it a bit, and it's obviously a lot better than it was. They have spent money here. But wow, it's a fairly cold day, I must admit. But quite beautiful. Good to be back here. I was only down here a weekend with Nicola, actually, funny enough, but I thought I'd come back today because I'm on my own and just do a little video for the channel. A few more fish heads there. At a slight angle. But join me again in a moment. Right, we are back, so I just had a little break. Yeah, as I come from the main street, so just pub across the road, London Trader. I know me and Nicola came down there a couple of years ago. One Christmas Day, funny enough, just for a little walk, and there weren't much open, but that pub was open, and there are some rather unique characters, let's say, in the pub. But it was nice. We had a drink. There was an open fire, and yeah, it was all right. It's what it was. So it's all memories at the end of the day. But yeah, it was a nice Christmas day anyway. Nice way to spend it. Right, leading over to the old town, the old Blue Dolphin there that I know my mum and dad loved years ago. Said it was the best fish and chips around. Just across the road there, you've got a small arcade. As I say, there's the frontage down there of a quite nice little cafe there on the seafront, and that leads down to the gallery just behind, basically. So anyway, let's lead up to the old town, my favourite little bit. Lots of beautiful little quirky shops. If you want to do any Christmas shopping and unique little pits, it's definitely the place to come. Right, this is the start of the old town. Sorry, I had to stop there. There was a lady pulling a noisy case along the cobble streets. But anyway, they got some lovely old shops along here. They're quite gorgeous. Little emporium there. Got some strange stuff in there actually, but always worth a look. Lovely little area there with some statues. So we step back here. Got some little old shops. This little antique shop there. It's got some yeah, garish stuff in there, I must admit. Lots of taxidermy, etc., which we don't particularly like. But that's quite a nice old-fashioned nativity setting. Again, a lovely old shop called King's. You can see in the window there some old rocking horses. Lovely old feel to it. Let's get across the road and have a little look. Yeah, really old shop. Well, that's a new one. Pink Mary, looks a bit modern. Flipper, take a bit. There we go. Right, now we're over to the old Pump House pub, or Ye Old Pump House pub. Beautiful, beautiful old building. I say Nicola takes lots of photos of that particular site when we're down here, but it's quite beautiful. And it leads up to a little alleyway here, which is very attractive. As you can see, look at those old windows. Beautiful. I'd say that leads up to the probably living accommodation further up the hill there. Yeah, a lovely old pub. This beautiful old door. Yeah, stunning, absolutely stunning. absolutely beautiful, isn't it? Gorgeous. Anyway, look, there's got a Cornish bakery there, which we're going quite often. Very nice. An old tobacconist there, which you don't see very often. Tobacconist cigar merchant. Closed at the moment, but a beautiful little shop. But you can see it's a lovely little old town, this. Beautiful little quirky shops. Quite a few eating establishments. They've got a few Cornish gems down here. I mean, Rowley's fudge you'll see down in Devon and Cornwall. Quite a lot, starting to appear more in the south. You've got an old town sweet shop there also. This is one of my favourites actually, and it's only just recently closed down. This has had lots of old knickknacks and objets d'art, etc. But as I say, it's gone. More's the pity. An old side street here. Beautiful little doors, etc. Some kind of business there. Quite old. HB Rate. Assume that was an old merchant of some description. Again, an old antique shop here. Some beautiful little bits, which would probably appeal to Nicola very much. Right, follow it up. Again, a nice couple of cabs here.
When they did the rugby team. That's it, yeah, it's quite good. Yeah. I mean, she's great, but tennis is not.
This one's one of my favourites. Golden Hands. Don't know it's open yet. Probably is. All the bits are outside, so you'll have to excuse me for a minute because I need to go in. I'll be back with you shortly. Yeah, so that was interesting. Just went in a shop and had a little look around of Golden Hands. Let's say one of my favourite shops. Love it. Right. Yeah, I was just saying there's a bookshop down there that also does, I think, Thai food. I used to, well, I do watch a program or channel called Gary Eats, and he came down and reviewed that and gave it a 10 out of 10. It's supposed to be amazing food. And obviously it's a bookshop as well, so you can buy books, read books, and have a Thai meal. There's only a few tables now, but apparently it's really lovely. So, just wandering up here. We won't go right up to the main town part, but we'll go across to another. And this is West Hill Lift actually. While we're here, it's closed now actually, but normally it runs most of the year. I thought up and down to the top. There's a caves that you can buy a ticket and go and look around as well while you're up there. Used to be a nice little cafe area. I'm not sure it's still open, but yeah, that's that. So that's really the end of the old town and a view down the town itself. What we'll do now then, we'll go across the road. We'll have a look at the crazy golf areas, which are beautiful. across the main road. But there's plenty of places to eat here anyway, so my favourite fish and chip shop is this one in the corner here. I used to bring my girls when they were young, or even when they got into teenage years, so that they loved it, but so did I actually. So yeah, that's got good fond memories to me. I'm a little bit busy today, I don't know why, but let's see if I can get across the road. Right, there we go, that's one of the Gracie golf areas here, which we're passing. There's two main ones, one to the right, one to the left anyway, as you can see. Not much fun this time of year in the cold, I must admit, but yeah, had a many happier hour with my girls over the years. So just the other golf course just ahead of us. I want to lead you around here to the seafront anyway, just to have a feel for the beach itself. And there's a bench that's special to me and Nicola. Sat there a few times since we met. May seem strange to some, but as I say, it's special to us anyway. Just do a quick 360 around this part of the seafront. Say a little, not too big wheel, but there's a wheel there anyway. A little play park area there, basketball over there, and some trampolines, etc. But a nice area anyway for the children. There we go, a little idea of the scene at the seafront here. So it's quite a nice area. That's the volleyball area, which obviously is closed now, winter months. And that's it really, that's the bench me and Nicola have spent some time on over the last couple of years. It's lovely on a sunny day just sitting there and looking at the sea. And just taking in the sights and the sounds of Hastings. But that's it, you can just see the pier in the distance. We won't walk up there today, it's a bit cold, but there's a lovely pier there, not much on there, but it's quite big, and there's a lovely walk. Probably goes right through to Hastings if I'm honest, but there's some nice walkways there. It goes like underground, have some quirky little eating places and bars on the seafront itself, but yeah, it's delightful when the weather's nice. It's a lovely walk. It looks beautiful out in the distance there. Sun shining, not so much today in Hastings anyway, but a lovely day nevertheless. So yeah, we'll make our way down to probably the fishing sheds and the old museums, and I'll get you to join me then. Just thought I'd get you to join me again while walking down the front part here, just so you can get a feel of this big wheel. Not so big, but yeah, it's nice to see it up anyway. So you can see in the distance there, you got a little driving school for children and a go-kart track there. It's been a lot of fun. I think it's still open, I'm sure it is. It's the old boating lake, they've actually drained it down for the winter. Looks strange when there's no water in it, but as I say, this has been here since I was a child, so it hasn't changed. Exactly the same. I'm sure they're the same little pedalos as well. In the distance there you got the fairground, which will be closed now for the winter months. And I was just going to show you a couple of the restaurants, etc. on the seafront itself. Lots of old Victorian buildings there, but it's got some really quirky little cafes and pubs here. Not to mention some unusual people. But I suppose you get that down the seafront. Little old building there behind down the walkway there. I don't know how old it is. It just looks old. But say the Blue Dolphin has memories for me, just from my mum and dad when they were, or when the kids were younger. We were younger. It's a place they always raved over. And here we go. You just see we're coming past the actual fairground here now. All closed up for the winter, but hive of activity come spring. Right, join me again when we get further down. Right, here we go. I wanted to show you this old well. Wishing well. I remember this as a child, dropping pennies down there. Anyway, let's carry on down here. This is the front of the museum. As I say, it's an art museum, so it may not be of interest to everybody. I'm sure some enjoy it. And there's some net sheds here, not to be confused with smokers, because they've got chimneys coming out of them, but yeah, there's quite a lot of them here, as you can see. And again, these haven't changed since I was a child. Old dolphin in over there. Never been in that one, funny enough. You can make out these old colourful places with all the fenders hanging. This one's always got washing hanging out, whatever time of year. Anyway, lots of net sheds. These are the places you get cockles, winkles and fresh fish, etc. Hasn't changed in years. More fish sheds, isn't it? I wanted to show you the vernacular railway. I think this is West Hill. It's not actually running. It didn't run for years, but they've got it up and running again. You make it out up there. It doesn't take long to get up to the top. A few minutes, but it's one I haven't been on for many years. I tend to use the other one. Again, a lot more fish heads here. That's half a boat. But they, I think they do fish sandwiches, if I remember rightly. Not exactly a thing I'd enjoy at all, but anyway, look at that old fish head there. That is actually bowing over to the side. But it's been 100 years. Beautiful. So there's a couple more old boats here than there were that I remember being here. Anyway, just to a bit of a museum, I suppose, just showing you some of the old fishing boats. There's a bit of a write up there about the boats themselves that are here and when they were used, I expect, but they're quite beautiful, quite beautiful. And so there's more information board here. So it gives you an idea of the boats that are here on the beach and the names, etc. That's very nice little insight to the fishing that is Hastings, basically. So it's obviously what it's known for. And again, I think that's the other half of the boat there. And that was actually a little living accommodation. I don't know if old fishermen just spent some time in there, but you got a little wood burner in there as well, if I remember rightly, but it's all locked up at the moment. if you want to stick your head through there and get some pictures, you can do that too. But nice old area anyway, like little old lighthouse sitting there. And this leads round to the Fisherman's Museum, which is actually closed at the moment. It might open soon, but yeah, that's a little museum just showing the history of fishing in Hastings. You've got a really old boat in there you can climb on board, look around, get some ideas of Hastings. And this leads down to another little museum and shop. Again, quite an interesting place. It's all free, so they won't charge you anything. Give a donation if you want to, but other than that, it's all free, so which is very nice. So it's a little shop as well, this place. As it says there, like museum free entry. So it's open. We'll kind of have a little look around and join me in a minute. There we go, a little bit of a look around the museum. Looks like galleon. It's like beautiful. That's more of the interpretations of old boats. It's 1597, 18th century ship. And as I say, it's showing a lot of old things that have been brought up from the bottom of sunken ships, etc. So quite beautiful. And these are all 15th century boats that sank and they can't stay forward. So I'm just getting my glasses on so I can see what this right, Saxon dugout canoe apparently. Canoe has been carbon 14th dated 8th and 9th centuries AD. So that's the rib to a sunken ship. And there's got parts of a sailing barge there on the River Thames at Blackfriars, circa 1490. So again, some really old parts here. And we've got some shoes, or some soles of shoes in this cabinet. Excuse me. You've got some nails here as well. 2nd century AD. Wow. And 2nd century Roman sandals. Well, they're amazing. And outside here, they've changed it a bit. They've got an old hole there called the Primrose. Extremely old. Let's see if we can see a date on this one. 17th, 18th century. So it's old enough, I suppose. 1600s. It was achieved during the London Docklands redevelopment in 1980s, 1990s. So, wow, that has been sunk for many a year, and it's still together. Here we've got some old lifeboats. Priscilla McBean, this one. It's like 1924, 1925. So, yeah, early 1900s that was being used. Again, another old lifeboat out here. They look very different now, don't they? Arrived in Hastings at 1931. Discovered in France by McBean Bishop Trust. So, wow. Yeah, certainly a couple of old lifeboats there. Big old anchors sitting there, and a couple of Dutch cannons apparently. So, yeah, interesting. Let's go back in and see if I can look around back being caught by the chap that's standing there wanting to talk. So some of these bones in the case around 140 million years apparently.
Inside the hull have to be done knee deep and sometimes waist deep in water.
Looks like got some old human bones here.
Nevertheless, they managed to
Bones of Arabian
to every scrap of wood.
Maybe captain's cabin boy. They found in 1969. So yeah, killed with musket balls. That's an old cabin boy's leg bones, I'd say.
Was that with these measurements, Peter Marston could draw up on paper an accurate plan.
Wow, look at these old clay pipes.
Or try and match it to the known dimensions of East Indiamen built around about 1748. The plan clearly shows not only her dimensions, but also her massive construction.
Wow.
For one thing, she's double skinned, with planking inside and
Pollinated by family, cabinet and pebbles from the Scottish borders.
As far as the actual construction is concerned, the Amsterdam is the first chance anyone has ever had to find out exactly how an East Indian
Some old Spanish silver dollars.
This ship isn't the Amsterdam. This is another
Belt buckles.
built a year before. Unfortunately, there's a magnificent stern with one part.
Some old shackles there by the looks of it.
Everything from the main deck upwards is gone. And again,
Oh wow, it was an old grenade, 1686.
like this, what she looked like outside, where her guns were mounted and how she was rigged. The thing that nobody knows is what an East Indian was like inside. The chances were
Old spoon there, according to that King James II possibly. It's so interesting to see all these old coins and musket balls and cannonballs of the old ages. Really interesting. Big old lump of wood, isn't it? Driftwood. That's something I think Nicola's like to get her hands on. She likes old driftwood. Looks like 17th, 18th century. It could even be 16th century, so around 1500s. That's rib there. Got a lovely old galleon. Beautiful. Got a stern rudder here, 18th century. And a side rudder, 13th century. Found in Rye in Essex. Amazing. Oh, excuse me. Must be the old wood. Old steering block. And again, we've got some 17th century shoe soles. Such an interesting place. Here we go. So many old things found at the bottom of the sea. Bottles. Look at that, just rows and rows of muskets.
Should in 2 years' time be opened as one of Britain's most fascinating museums,
the metal was
devoted to artifacts
fossilised, so to speak. So,
in the Channel.
can you imagine all those muskets being found and lost?
Were made by those two men and fellow members of the Hastings Old Town Diving Club, working initially from that small blue fishing boat.
Loads of muskets in their original
Into a
cases.
sandbank some 9 miles off Hastings to help free a trawler's net fouled on 130 feet below the
And all those
surface.
bottles were obviously
Jeff Parsons and John
drink
Shaw
that was
thought they were going to find a wartime
lost in
casualty.
a storm.
Instead, they found the hull of a sailing ship, and in the hold were crates
old
of
gravestone
what
there,
turned
looks
out to
like
be
it.
former French Army muskets made in the 1820s. It was a highly dangerous venture, with amateur divers working at hazardous depths in extremely...
Anyway, an interesting place to say. It's free of charge, so you really should take the time to have a look around here. Thank you. So yeah, that was the old museum. Really interesting place, and definitely well worth the look. Interesting place, as I say. I've been coming down here some, my God, 50 and a bit years, and it really hasn't changed in all that time. I'd like to have a quick look at a boat actually, which we may well do. Let me make my way over. I say that was one that Nicola was keen on looking at the other day, so maybe we'll have a quick look at that before we end this video. That's where you pick up the miniature train. Only goes up partially up the seafront there, spins around and comes back again, but they normally have a little steam locomotive and a little diesel one also, which are quite interesting. Anyway, join me in a moment when we get to this boat. Right, here we go. The one we saw the other day anyway is Gratitude. What's the name of the boat? RX-53. Oh wow, I can smell. You can see that the smoker going there. You can smell the wood burning, so they're obviously got some fish there smoking away. It's lovely. Anyway, all these different nets for crabs and lobsters and yeah, lobster pots, etc. The place is just scattered with those. It's a very much a working fishing place. These ones are hoiked up onto the beach and pushed back into the sea, just purely because it's shingle anyway. So they beached them, then hoist them up, some of them on big steel cables which are attached to the large motors at the top of the beach. That's the common way for Hastings anyway. A lot of other beaches use tractors, etc. to winch them up and down, but Hastings is slightly different. And it's always been the same, as I say, since I was a child. So there you go, get a feel of some of the boats that are on the seafront itself. There's lots of people up there. They're either going fishing or coming back. But this is Gratitude. Very much a working boat, as you can see. Big old trawler. I expect they still get out all times of the year. But yeah, that's the part of the seafront anyway, where all the fishing boats and nets are kept in the smokers. So yeah, that's Hastings anyway. Your seafront up to the old town. Past that, go to the new town. We can go shopping, etc. Just normal standard shops and that. Not so attractive from my point of view. I like the old side of Hastings, and like it so much, it kind of brings me back time and time again, and it's a special place to me. But again, I hope you enjoyed this, and I really thank you for joining me. Have a look around this beautiful, beautiful southern seaside town. You know, long may it continue and never change. So until the next time, you have a lovely day. And as I say, I'll see you soon. Bye bye.